Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the Bull Room. Today we got a good one. We got a good one, Easy?
Always a good one.
Okay. With that being said, let me remind you to not be a little bitch and pay the motherfucking fee. The fee has nothing to do with money. It's quite simple. Recommend it to a friend, a relative, or a sibling, or someone that's like-minded. With that being said, this is your host, MP, and behind the scenes,
AZ.
And AZ brought up a really great topic to talk about. I didn't really have one today, man. I was kind of clueless. There is some news I want to share, though. I had that in mind. But AZ brought up a really great topic, and if I didn't have my boy AZ right here, I would have been clueless, man, to be honest with you, man. So shout out to my boy AZ. We're going to give him credit for this podcast, and it is diversifying your portfolio and the importance of it, okay? I think AZ brought up a really good point. As a new investor, if you guys are new investors, you guys are barely learning through us, you have to learn the reason why it's good to diversify. The reason why, quote unquote, it's good not to have your eggs in one basket, as they say, right? So AZ and I were talking, and we kind of came up with like a little three little baskets, okay? Basket number 1, dividend stocks. Basket number 2, growth stocks. And then basket number 3, risk stocks. With that being said, wow, do we have a siren in the background?
Yeah, we do.
Oh, sorry, guys. Sorry for the background noise.
It's hot, man. It's hot. We got the windows open. It's way too hot not to have the windows.
Yeah, we have the windows open. The studio right now is open air almost.
Yeah. It feels like a steam room. You guys are lucky we just didn't have the fan blasting in the back.
Oh, yeah. We turned it off for the podcast. Yeah. So if you see me sweating in the middle of the podcast, you know why. It's a hot
Plus
day.
Plus the lights.
Dude, it's a hot day in Southern California, and we have some lights that throw out some thermal heat. With that being said, AZ, when it comes to dividend stocks, how important or what percentage of your portfolio would you say, in your own opinion, should be on dividend stocks?
70 to 80%.
So AZ says 70 to 80%.
But it also depends. That's kind of for me. I might even have it a little bit more to the 70%.
I would say 60.
Mm-hmm. Even, for me, I think it might even be more like 65, I would say. But just to, for people who are trying to be a little bit more safe, it's probably better to go a little bit higher up with the dividends compared to growth.
I think it depends on your age group, bro.
That's also true, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I think if you're young, go a little bit more riskier. Go with my opinion of 60%. If you're a little bit more conservative, go with 70, or actually 80%. Mm-hmm. We already talked about the top 5 dividend stocks. So if you guys want to go check that out, make sure to go check out last episode of the Bull Room. Now, growth stocks. What are some examples of growth stocks, AZ? What are some that comes to your mind?
Like for me, it's like Altria. I'm holding that. Altria for me, that's a growth stock. What else am I holding? I think Airbnb. Like I'm holding Airbnb.
I don't think Altria is too much of a growth stock.
You don't think so?
Isn't it a dividend stock?
It's a dividend, but the problem is dude, the dividend is so high that it's kind of like
there's room for growth.
For growth, and the problem is it's pretty down right now. So that's why I'm kind of considering it more as a growth stock. It is a very nice dividend. Don't get me wrong, but I feel like them holding that almost 7% dividend is I
think what I would consider a growth stock right now would be like 3M.
Yes, it is.
Would be like Tesla.
Mm-hmm.
I would say any blue chip stock right now that's down significantly.
I think that would be down. Yeah,
I think that's considered a growth stock. Yeah. Easy.
Mm-hmm.
Now the third category was risk stock. I don't have any ones that come to mind, but I would say anything that's a startup.
Yeah,
like anything that just IPO'd.
Yeah, penny stocks. A big one for me is like Lucid.
Anything that's young to the market or is cheaper than $1.
Yeah,
I think we could say safely with that.
That's pretty, yeah.
Or might have some really bad lawsuits going on, like some really bad news going on. You're investing in them. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's say 3M is getting sued for something major.
Yeah.
Right. But you're investing in them because you're like, I think they're just gonna settle, and this is gonna just fly fast through, and I'm gonna make a quick profit. Mm-hmm. You're risking it. It's kind of like a gamble right there, right?
Sure.
So, I said 60%. I think for me, I would go with 30% on the growth stock. My personal opinion, and I would go 10% on on the risk stock. My personal opinion. What do you think? Because you're at 70 or 80, so pick one and then go from there.
So I honestly don't really do because risk at all. Don't get me wrong. Yes, I think because growth also has it has its own risk, but it's definitely not as much as a penny stock. But also like the more penny stocks you have, or the most risk stock you have, the more money you're more likely to make. I mean, if you choose the right one.
Yeah, if it works
it's
out
also risk to reward. That's what what it's about. That's why when you get the dividends, you're not going to make as much, but it's nice and safe.
I've done risk. Yeah, I've lost in risk and I've won in risk, and I could say it is worth it when you're younger because you could easily make that money back. Mostly 10% of it, 10% of your portfolio. Come on, easy money, right? Yeah. Growth stock wise, that's a great one to like just hold, right? Just to hold off on that and be like, hey, I want to see what the fuck is going to happen with this. Yeah.
Sorry, I forgot what I was going to say about it.
No worries, bro.
So the nice part about it is that the cheap ones, like let's say you do get a penny stock, right? I mean, you can get 100 shares for even sometimes under $500. Like I have one that's UWMC, which is like a real estate. They handle. Is it a REIT? No, it's not a REIT. No, it's they handle transactions. I think it's kind of like Redfin. I don't know if you know. Yeah. No, you know what? It's not like Redfin. I'm sorry, because they don't actually own any real estate, but they help in the transactions of real estate. So they're like a like paperwork company basically.
Oh, okay.
So it's cheap right now. That's the thing, and it's down. It's only like $6, but I mean, let's say you get like 200, 300 shares,
and that's a risk stock too.
For me, it is, yeah, because the CEO, he spends the money kind of unwisely, and he doesn't, some of the reinvestments he could probably do, but the problem is what I'm looking for is if he decides to sell UWMC, or if he gets replaced. I mean, there's a ton of room for growth.
Yeah.
There.
What about growth, bro?
Growth?
Yeah. What is one of your growth stocks in your portfolio right now?
Airbnb, bro. Airbnb.
You truly believe in Airbnb like that?
I do truly.
You don't think they're gonna destroy the market?
What do you mean destroy the market?
Like, dude, think about it. Like, how many Airbnbs are not being used right now because of the economy?
They do have some, like their numbers came out, and it has been a little lackluster. But I think you've
been paying attention.
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, it's a lot of information that comes out. I have a bunch of stocks, so it's hard to keep up with it. But Airbnb, I have a lot of money in Airbnb. I do believe in it. And I think what they're going to end up being is more like a little bit more on the luxury side, but also more like you go to these random little cities, like, for example, next to us, Palm Springs. You get an Airbnb instead of a hotel. Because in Palm Springs, what are you going to do out there? You're not really going to go.
I would say that would only really work out if you have a big group.
Exactly, yeah. And that's what I'm saying. It's or if you have a lot of money. Yeah. So that's the thing where it's kind of, but for big groups, I mean, I've done Airbnbs with big groups. It's a lot of fun.
I've never done it.
Yeah. So I've done it before, and it's really fun. It's nice to have a house. Like, just the experience of it is very nice compared to going to a hotel, but which, hotel's not that bad either. But
I don't know. I go pretty all out when it comes to hotels this way.
Oh, okay. Yeah. You spend that extra money.
Yeah. Well, when I went to Vegas, we stayed on Trump on like the 57th floor.
Everybody
crazy fucking view.
He's a committed man. Everybody who's listening. He's a committed man. Crazy
fucking view. Amazing security. Like there was you can't go through anything. And then I think I like the fact that there was no casino. I'm more of a settled guy. So
okay, yeah.
And then like Tulum, more recently, dude, the room was fucking humongous.
Yeah, nice.
It was a living space, two bathroom,
nice,
fucking bathtub, nice. King size bed. Yeah, it was amazing, bro. Two TVs in the hotel room, like nice. One for each room. So awesome. I feel like maybe for me, because it's just Sel and I, I just kind of go all out when it comes to hotels. Yeah,
sure. And hotels, like, they'll give you like good rewards too, right? Like, especially when you go to Vegas, there's always a reward you get.
Well, not only that, but if you use credit cards and collect miles.
Yeah, that's true as well. Yeah,
exactly. Hey, you know what? We should start getting into the credit card game more on the Bull Room. Probably talking about how to use your credit.
Yeah,
might be an upcoming episode.
Good idea. Yeah.
Do you have good credit? If you don't mind me asking.
I believe I do. Yeah.
You believe you do?
No, yeah. Last time I checked, it was 700 something like
700 something.
Yeah, but it's pretty fresh credit. So it's like, even I mean.
Oh, you just started.
No, I started a couple years ago, 2 years ago. Honestly, like whenever I go apply for a credit card, I have no doubt they're gonna give it to me.
Oh yeah.
So that's like that's where I'm at right now. But I'm not saying I could go get a mortgage right now, right?
Oh yeah. I mean, I'm at that point.
Yeah,
but I don't have that 20%.
Sure down.
Yeah, because I would for sure want to put 20. At least for my personal, if I'm going to finance, it has to be 20.
Yeah,
because I don't want a big ass, payment that if anything goes wrong, is going to be out of my reach.
Budget.
Yeah, exactly. So, what are your top like growth stocks overall? Other than Airbnb, I mean, I know you're big on Airbnb right now. What are some other ones that, like, for example, like I said, Tesla. I know Tesla's super cheap right now, if I'm not mistaken, because I haven't been in stocks much this year. Is it still down at like 100 something?
So Tesla, no, Tesla's at 266.
Oh, it went up.
Yeah,
it was at 100 something, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah, they were at one. No, they never really hit 100.
Oh, okay.
They did hit 100, but like high 80s.
180?
Yeah, high 80s.
Okay,
for sure. Yeah, so they came. Yeah.
But technically, I mean, dude, they'll go back. They'll go back up to 300, 400 easy.
I don't. Yeah,
in a bull market.
But I think they have to do something dramatic, bro. Something has to change because, dude, those numbers are crazy.
Yeah, you're right.
With the price they were at, 300, like that for Tesla, dude. No car company, Ford doesn't do that.
You know what? And another thing too, what I was gonna say about diversifying your portfolio was having different. The importance of diversifying your portfolio is having different industries. Let's say this industry is doing bad, but this industry is doing good. Your portfolio will level out.
Absolutely.
But if you have your eggs in one industry, you're
yeah.
and the industry gets hit. Like, for example, during the pandemic, right? The quote unquote pandemic. For example, if you were investing in something like a real estate, a REIT that was based on commercial real estate, dude, you were effed.
Yeah.
Like, because everyone was working from home.
Too, yeah.
Everyone's working from home, and a lot of contracts went up and weren't renewed.
Yeah.
But if you were investing in Zoom, you made money.
And the problem is, who the fuck was investing in Zoom? Who could have predicted?
No one, bro. Like,
nobody.
Like, as soon as you're at the pandemic and stay home, maybe if you already knew about Zoom, if you knew about Zoom and you heard, there's a stay home warnings, then you wouldn't knew, right? But that's if you're even like exposed to Zoom, if you even know what Zoom is, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, bro, I think that's one thing, is having different industries, having different growth and risk stocks. And I also believe, having a good percentage, right? We're also diversifying your money through percentages. Yep. Kind of how we talked about my personal opinion of 60, 30, 10. Yours was more of a like 70, 80 to like 20, 30, I'm guessing, on just growth and dividend. But I mean, you should also take risk, right? If you have that extra money, you don't mind, take the risk.
It also is that, I mean, we still have to think about like our economy right now. The reason why I'm kind of a lot more heavily diversified in dividends is because of high inflation. I mean, nobody was making money during high inflation. So the only way to really get paid out and make your money work for you was getting into dividends and making sure that during this time when it's a choppy market, when we're not sure if it's going to go up and down, or if for the past year, sideways. But still, guess what? Me and you were collecting dividends all throughout this period.
Yeah, during the pandemic, yeah. And even then, like now, right? Even now, right? You're collecting your dividends. I'm collecting my staking rewards through my crypto.
Yeah, exactly.
Because you know how right now I'm deep on crypto. I think one thing for sure is talking about today's economy is the fact that, dude, today, Thursday, right? This comes out on Friday, but Thursday, they just raised the rates. And I was expecting them to go. Remember a while ago, I was telling you 5.5, 5.5, 5.5. It's at 5.5. This is a 22-year high, bro. But it's what's needed.
Oh, yeah.
Nah, you disagreed with me when we talked about the recession last time.
No, I didn't disagree. I said that they were going to go with whatever the market thought they were going to do. So, and for me...
But did you notice how it was a hop, though?
It was a what? It was
a hop.
What do you mean?
So they took a break, and then they raised again.
Of course, yeah. That's what no, that's not even what Volcker did, bro. Because if Volcker, we talked about it a little bit,
the 70s, 80s,
yeah, or whatever.
Nah, they prematurely stopped it, and then that shit crashed the economy, and then they had to redo it.
Yeah, but remember we talked about Volcker a little bit. It was a while. I think it was one of the first bull rooms,
it wasn't even the bull room. It was a recession talk one.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Well, it was Volcker where he every year, bro. It was like he raised one. All of a sudden, he raised like 5, and then remember, That's
what I'm saying. He said stopped, and then he did it again, but he stopped for a while, and then that caused the economy to start again. But it wasn't powerful enough.
It wasn't enough.
Yeah,
slow down.
So the thing is that, like, do we want to go through what happened in the 70s again?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm kind of happy that they're going quarter by quarter,
mm-hmm.
and like just seeing projections. Kind of like you heard my Nino's podcast, right?
Mm-hmm.
Did you hear how he talked about how I was like, oh, what are the plans for your future? Do you want to sell this and that? And he's like, oh, well, for this year. I was like, oh, shoot.
Yeah.
And he was like, no, I only do yearly and quarterly.
Yeah.
His whole thing is yearly and quarterly goals. And I like the fact that Jerome Powell is going quarter by quarter, reading the numbers and seeing what we should do. I think that is the smartest way to do it.
Yeah, I think it's the only way to do it, bro. He's like, we're data dependent.
And like I told you, too, they're not going to cut rates anytime this year. So if you were expecting a rate cut this year, fuck no.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to thug it out this year.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You got to hustle this year, to hustle the rest of the year, every single year, every single day of this year. Don't even take a chance of a day off.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I know I just took vacation, but I mean, you know, I have some money to offset that. But at the end of the day, it's like, don't be the idiot that is just like, se va a confirmar, like, oh, no, everything will be okay. No, because we don't know what's going to happen at the end of the year. You know what I'm saying? We don't know if we're going to have a soft landing, a hard landing, or a moderate landing. You know, we just be prepared.
I think the moral of the story should be, no matter what happens, good or bad, you should be okay.
And another thing, bro, I was going to save this for Bruising News. Bruising News will be coming up. That's the next show that will be coming up. Dude, the FedNow is now active.
It's active?
It's active. It was launched this week.
Oh, the
FedNow.
I saw that. I couldn't believe it. Where your checks are now going to instantly deposit.
I was telling you, bro.
Yeah, but it's not crypto.
It's not crypto. No, it's through the Federal Reserve. That is scary.
It is. I was thinking,
the good thing though is that it's not a CBDC, so we're not using a Fed coin.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
That's the safe part.
Yes.
But at the end of the day, dude, it's still like, okay, at least the way you got to see it is that we got to update to our banking system.
Yeah.
It was like you getting an update on your iPhone. Now it works a little faster.
It's so weird, man.
You know what I'm saying, though?
It's so weird, yeah.
But I just don't want to do the coin. If they make me want to pay a U.S. coin, you got me fucked up, bro, because then then it's centralized.
Bro, this is the same thing with, remember the internet stuff that we were talking about a while ago? What was that I was very passionate about that you called me
conspiracy theorist?
Yeah, I forget what was it.
I forgot what you're big on it.
Yeah.
Oh, the TikTok stuff.
The
TikTok stuff.
Oh yeah, but they were trying to implement something within the bill, right? Saying like something about the internet. I don't know.
Well, financial wise, bro, it's like I don't want them to control my fucking money. No, exactly. I don't want them to know what the fuck I'm buying.
The thing is, it's a back door. So it's like, yeah, right now it starts with just, oh, your checks are going to clear right now.
Yeah.
As soon as you put your check in, it's going to clear. Like, this is all good for the American people. But then, like, a year down the line, 2 years down the line. But here's the thing, though. There's countries already doing it. There's countries with fucking instant stuff with it already.
Yeah. So we're already kind of behind.
We're behind the curve a little.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But when it comes to, I think what we're also behind the curve is, and this is what we need to talk about in the Bull Room too, is crypto regulation.
Okay.
Like, dude, even China has crypto regulation.
I thought the whole point of crypto was to not have regulation.
The thing is that if they're not regulated, they're going to be considered securities. And if they're considered securities, then they can't be sold as cryptocurrencies. Does that make sense?
Oh, man, a little bit.
They need to be regulated, bro. They pretty much just need to be cleared as not a security. Just clear. All they got to do is be cleared as not a security. That's it.
Okay, so what does it want to be labeled as?
As a commodity.
As a commodity.
Like gold.
Oh, okay.
Like Bitcoin is now considered a commodity.
Oh, okay.
But there's other cryptos still in the fight for that.
See, I didn't know that. Okay, that's interesting.
Okay. Oh, so you need to learn a little bit more about crypto. Maybe we should do a crypto episode again and kind of explain what's going on with everything.
Yeah, I think so. Because I didn't know that they were trying to be a commodity. That's an interesting way of putting it.
It's a commodity.
It is, but it's weird. Because
money's a commodity. Money's a commodity.
Exactly. But it's weird. But it's just like because it's just this digital thing. Like it's weird to hear it called a commodity instead of a security. You know.
Well, because like Bitcoin is like gold.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And the thing is that a security, bro, is more like a business.
That's the thing. And that's where I get. I mean, it's all just like naming, right? It all comes just down. It doesn't really matter, but it's just weird that I get why it doesn't want to be labeled as security because then they're under regulation like pretty heavily by the government, right?
The thing is that they don't want to be labeled as a security because then they're selling their crypto as stock.
Oh, instead
not in form of a currency. See how gold? You see how gold can still be used as a currency?
Okay, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, sure. Oh, okay. So they would have to sell it. It would literally have to change the way it works.
Exactly. But they have to prove that they're not a security.
Gotcha. Because
it's like, how do you start a cryptocurrency without taking investment?
Right.
Or like in the form of a business. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, man. So, I feel like we covered a lot of things. Some news. Talked about a little bit of everything. Talked about a little bit of a sneak peek of the Bruising News. So make sure you guys check out Bruising News. That'll be an upcoming episode. I think we're going to do that next Thursday. I think we're going to save that one for next Thursday. Talk about all the crazy stuff that's going on in the world. But with that being said, AZ, dude, I appreciate this idea, bro. Credit to AZ on this episode. My boy's putting in some effort in the podcast. I see that. I love it, man.
Get your long term, guys. You got to get your long term. Do what I wanted to say.
Long term and short term is another thing.
Yeah. The last thing I was gonna say was during this whole thing, bro. Like if you were like we were just talking about COVID and stuff.
Yeah.
Dude, if you just had your money in a savings account,
you're fucked.
You were screwed this whole time. The whole time you were being screwed, man.
I don't think some people realize that.
They don't. A lot of people don't realize it. A lot. They just like, oh yeah, I have a lot of money in savings.
I'm trying to get rich, dog. I'm not trying to fucking stay poor my whole life, bro. And I think just everything about it is crazy, bro.
It's hard, man. It's hard to get into it, though. I get it, but
yeah. But with that being said, stay motivated, stay dedicated. All money in, no money out, and we'll see you on the next one. Play the outro, AZ. We're gonna have some good ones coming up, so make sure you check them out.